Welcome back. 2023 NXL Lone Star Major, second stop on the tour. Matty Marshall. I got Rich Telford up here, and I also have the president of Spot Insurance, Matt Randall, here for this set. Should be a good one. San Antonio Xfactor taking on Edmonton Impact, LA Infamous, and Notorious. Here's we're about midway through the second day of competition. We're in the prelims. 20 best paintball teams in the world throwing down. Top 10 move on. And it's a beautiful, clear day, but very, very windy. So those bunkers been whipping around. It's been really hard on the communication for these top-level pros to try to get it done out here. Rich, we'll start with you. Edmonton Impact here, Xfactor. Who you got in this one? Big match.
This is a big match. I think I'm gonna go Impact. I don't like the way a few of the guys are playing on Xfactor, and they're a little unlucky, right? Cole Roberts getting shot twice in one game by his own guys. That's a little unlucky.
Well, in Impact also, to kind of argue it, Impact just dropped their last game to Aftermath.
I didn't really watch it, so have no
But
idea.
Xfactor dropped a game yesterday, so two legendary names, but a big moment right here for these two teams. About to jump into point number one. Xfactor starting from the red side, Impact from the blue side. These teams will switch sides when a point is won, and they will stay on the same side if there is a no point. Looking like a good old-fashioned 5-on-5 break, but just for a second as Meter Nino's going to throw a pod into the ground in frustration as he runs off dead. 4-on-5 now in favor of Edmonton Impact as Justin Cornell's going to dive out, insert bunker. Snake Side's going to check off down that sideline. Looks like Brandon Cornell's going to scurry on out and double up just for a second on that D side with Dalton Vanderbilt, and he's going to launch to get into D4.
Yeah, really good field position over there on the rear side for Impact, man. They got two attackers over there, and Xfactor's still inside the pocket from LJ in the Dorito can over this way. So 4-on-5 advantage here for Impact. They've got a one-body advantage and a field position advantage.
Slightly better field position currently for Justin Cornell as he has beaten Billy Bernaccia into Snake 2. Billy Bernaccia posted up at the insert, got a body right beside him with Colt Roberts as three bodies here towards the Snake side with TJ Danner filtering this way at the spot bunker. And that is the company bringing insurance to pro paintball. And we do have Matt Randall up here, the president of Spot Insurance, watching this match. But a really cool thing you guys are doing, Matt. Really appreciate you coming into the sport of paintball.
All right, thanks, man. It's incredible to be out here and watch what you guys have put together.
Yeah, it's taken about 30 years to get us here, but I really like what has evolved with the best in the business. Bodies dropping all over the place. Parrish is taking the walk. Danner's taking the walk. Looks like it's just one body left alive here for Xfactor, Rich.
That's all I see, man. It might be two, but only one on this side for sure. Yeah, I think it's either 3-on-1 or a 4-on-1 Impact advantage here. Billy Bernaccia's looking around behind him thinking he feels a little bit lonely right now.
Yeah, Billy Bernaccia doing the head checks back to try to figure out where he needs to put his gun, and not much he really can do in this situation, though, Rich.
No, I'm surprised Xfactor hasn't conceded at this point. Although it is the first point of the match, they're behind. They're parallel with Billy now on the D side. They finally get Billy. I'm surprised they didn't concede that a little earlier.
Yeah, Ryan Brand, quickest in the business on that concession horn. So, when a team's looking like things aren't going their way, you are allowed to concede the point. It saves the pain and the cleanup for the players that are at a disadvantage out there. Also, clock management is super important as well, too. So, Matt, is this your first time checking out a pro paintball event live?
It's probably been 10 years. My brother played, not on the pro level, but in more amateur, and I went and saw him probably 10 years ago. But it's been a while, and it's incredible for Spot to even be a part of your organization and be able to see the professionalism you guys put together.
Yeah, it's been an interesting situation. When you're having an outdoor live event, you got to deal with the conditions. But one of the things about paintball that's, I think I call them gifts of the game, is that it forces you to focus, deal with whatever's in front of you. You're dealing with mud, you're dealing with rain, you're losing bodies. You got to stay focused and tighten it up with your boys. It makes regular life that much easier because whether you're doing business or whatever, it's a gift of the game, and it really builds that mental tenacity. Jumping into point number one here, Infamous and Notorious. Infamous dropping two bodies early here, repositioning a bit to try to stop the bleeding. So this is a beautiful break from our rookie pro team here. Austin Notorious had a good look at the first event, only won one game, but still a rookie pro team coming in, even winning 1 of 4. Their losses were only by a point or two. Rich, Notorious is starting off their pro careers and earning some respect. They are dropping a body out of that can, though.
Yeah, and I love the way ABJ goes right to the 50 Snake. in the very beginning of this point, again, Notorious was able to get 2 eliminations. ABJ is already in the 50 snake before Jamrost even knows he's in there. Oh, 3-on-3 now, Matty.
Marky Franz taking the walk as he gets shot on the transition up to the wedge.
Really bad death there.
ABJ, though, out wide, and Jamrost did beat him up the field a little bit.
ABJ in the 50, Matty.
Oh, ABJ in the 50. Okay, so ABJ at the 50-yard line here in the snake. Jamrost right in front of him. Battle developing here in point number 1 on the snake side, as it is getting bodies drop from both sides right now, though advantage to Notorious, though.
They're up at 50 Dorito this side now, Matty.
Yeah, so pushing both sides of the field right now. Top side at that end of Dorito, and also here in the snake, Michael Kovar is going to come over to help ABJ a bit here. He's going to get to the Aztec. They got to deal with Jonah, and they got to deal with
Brett Messer.
With Brett Messer. Brett Messer had some good points for him.
I talked to him. I was like,
down.
hey, man, Matt and I were talking yesterday. You had some amazing points out there, buddy. He's come a long way.
Yeah, he really has. So if Brett can focus and try to get a shot in on Jonah, could be huge. But that battle going down on the D side is crucial as well. But just slightly, better field position overall right now. Here comes the move from Jonah. Jonah's going to dunk on Archie Barnes Jr. He does get clipped. It cost him his body. Michael pops the top.
Yeah, Kovar now with the advantage.
He sees the chaos in front of him. He's moving up. Messer's totally focused towards that other 50, though. So if Kovar can commit, he should be able to get the shot on Messer's back. Battle going down on that D side right now as Kovar hits the deck and crawls up. Messer catches him, though, and then they possibly are going to trade here, see if Kovar stays alive. I definitely saw something break off of Brett.
Kovar's alive, Matt.
So in the chaos, Michael Kovar potentially taking this first point here. Looks like that's the way it's going to go. So the rookie
for Notorious. Huh?
Yeah, rookie pro team here, man, putting up the first point against Infamous.
Yeah, not too bad, not too shabby.
He's waiting for a second to burn maybe a little clock off here and maybe take a couple deep breaths.
Yeah, maybe trying to get some kind of signal from his coach. Do you want me to hit this? Do you not want me to hit this?
Yeah, it's just great to see Michael back. Michael Kovar, OG,
Xfactor, right?
Original X-Factor player. He helped put him on the map and one of the, that core group of guys that came up when they first became a pro team. And it's interesting, too, because Infamous is not conceding this one. And then now the concession. So Kovar just posted up by that buzzer, to burning a little bit of clock off, maybe not wanting to play as many points up there, which is interesting because typically when, if you're the better team, you want to play more points.
Yep.
Again, on paper, right? But with Notorious,
perfect situation.
Yeah, interesting there. So again, I got Matt Randall up here, the president of Spot Insurance. So Matt, for people, because this is a new thing that just happened, a lot of people are kind of unaware of how it's working. So definitely want to mention that. How exactly does it work? You come, you register, you get your ID card, and then what level of coverage how does that all work?
Yeah, so when we started the company, the whole kind of baseline behind it was, could we actually make insurance interesting? Because I think no one's ever said, you got to go check out Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's amazing.
They're so cool.
Yeah, so to us was like, get out there, live life to the fullest, and we've got your back no matter what happens to you. And so related to medical bills. And so the whole baseline, I'm not an insurance guy, our whole team is, but anytime you're playing paintball in one of these tournaments, anything like that, if you get injured, we'll 100% cover your medical bills up to $25,000.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
It's because typically it's going to be like a knee surgery, or that's something like that.
That's
about the extent of it.
Yeah,
that's about the extent of it. Because, paintball is actually incredibly safe. I mean, I remember when I first started playing, I had to convince my mom that it was cool that I played. As right now, battle going down here on the field. Looks like, penalty right now on Edmonton Impact, and that could cost them. They still have Justin Cornell alive and hunting here on the snake side, and he's going to move up. Xfactor also lost a couple bodies as well, too, on that break. They still have TJ Danner in the backfield with Coney Minkowski back there as well. So stopgap measure. Looks like we got, definitely two. It's going to be a 2-on-2, Rich.
Looks like a 2-on-2, Matty, with Justin Cornell in the 50 snake, and it looks like Matt Jackson in the center tower. Oh, JC gets shot out. I think Danner got him from the back center there. Now it's Cody and Danner against Matt Jackson.
Yeah, huge guns left on the field here for Xfactor. And pretty chaotic break, but now a 1-on-2 situation. Now the one is Matt Jackson, and he has prevailed in these many times in the past. Let's see if Matt can be the hero right now on this point.
Danner spreads the field on him, really intelligent, gets out to that corner now. The farther out he gets, the wider he gets, the worse the angles are for Matt. So Cody now and TJ are out on the outside tapes, just putting a lot of pressure on Matt Jackson in that back center bunker.
Yeah, Matt Jackson trying to protect this tiny 1-point lead. Still a ton of time left right now. 11:25 on the clock. Cody Mikowski improves his position. He gets into the snake. Matt Jackson's going to come across to the spot bunker. That's that new yellow bunker we have here, Snake Side, courtesy of Spot Insurance. Also, Matt, a lot of the OG guys so bounce shots are a thing, but once we wrap that bunker, there's no bounce shot off of that. So a lot of the guys that hate bounce shots, it's part of the game. You got to play it. Yeah, they were like, can we get more of those? Can they just wrap a lot of more bunkers so we can stop these bounce shots?
That's awesome.
So Matt Jackson gets out of the spot bunker. He's going to move up, and he got a shot on Cody Minkowski. Wow. So now one-on-one situation.
One-on-one. He doesn't know it's one-on-one, Matt.
TJ Danner and Matt Jackson. TJ Danner's blown up in that D side, though, all the way down it, and then Matt's figured out where he is.
Ex-teammates, right?
Oh, yeah. TJ Danner and Matt Jackson are
know each other very well.
Very, very familiar with each other.
Matt, I have a question. Soft gig, president, insurance company, good gig?
Is it what?
Is that a good gig?
It's not terrible. I wouldn't say hanging out with a bunch of regular insurance people is a lot of fun. But,
the conventions aren't fun.
Yeah,
but the day
I don't go to
good.
those. I send my co-founder to the convention.
Good call. Good call. You go to the paintball tournament, send him to conventions. I like your style.
So TJ Danner now moves up to close the gap a little bit here.
Looks like he's trying to shoot the bounce shot, Matt, off the wing into Matt.
Yeah, Matt Jackson now going to go right-handed. TJ Danner at that big Dorito over there, but Matt Jackson is on his side protecting that buzzer, and TJ Danner is on to impact side of the field. Again, this game's all about hitting that buzzer.
Yeah, when TJ's illustrating how to lead a gunfight, he's switching and forcing Matt to switch and catch up with him, so he's always got the advantage. He's always out first.
Yeah, he's being a little bit more proactive in the gunfight than Matt. Matt's got a lot of bullets on his back, still 4 pods to work with. I can't see how much paint TJ has to work with. He had to shoot his gun a decent amount to get him to this position.
He just loaded, so he had at least 1 full pod.
I think I can kind of see his back a little bit. I think he might have 2 more, at least back there. Tense moments. I got a red and gold Hormesis coin for the people that win one-on-ones out here, courtesy of Coin Duel. Check it out at Hormesis and CoinDuel.com. It's a fun game to play. Yeah, this is, again, evenly matched one-on-one fight here with guys that are really good in these positions.
Yeah, both of these good guys are notoriously good one-on-one gunfighters, notoriously good at making good decisions, notoriously good at, like, understanding where they're at in the match and what this means.
Both Texans. Both used to play for AC Dallas.
They're actually second cousins.
And yeah, I'm sure they've probably done this a decent amount over the years at practices here in the great state of Texas. So, and it's been back and forth, man. Neither one really getting advantage. TJ being a little bit more like proactive as we were talking about in the one-on-one battle here, but
like you said, Matt does have a 1-point lead, right? So
yeah, he's and he has to protect that buzzer. But Matt's a really, really hard guy to shoot. So is TJ. TJ is now going to move and. You want to get your opponent to lose you. You want to make that move, have your opponent not see you, and then sure enough, TJ Danner's going to scalp the loader here on Matt Jackson. So Matt Jackson almost pulled off a 1-on-2, but TJ Danner going to be the hero in this 1-on-1.
So that's a momentum shifter too, right? Because it was about to be a lot of momentum shifting towards impact because he was going to pull off a 2-on-1, right? Now he loses that 2-on-1, although it's no big deal losing a 2-on-1. Yeah. That momentum sometimes shifts again. 100%.
So we're going to have a tie ball game right now with 8:16 to go. So before that one got chaotic. So we were talking about how actually safe paintball is. So I remember I was like, hey, Mom, when I was a young kid, I'm like, I want to go play paintball. And she was like, oh, I don't know, it's dangerous. And I was like, actually, it's technically safer than golf.
And bowling.
That's interesting. Yeah, we see it in probably everything from, rock climbing to skiing to gymnastics to all sorts of different partners that we work with that knee injuries are probably number one.
Oh yeah, it's blown out shoulders and knee injuries. Yeah. Those are like by far the biggest things that happen.
Gymnastics is tough. That is a rough sport.
The real rough one is cheerleading.
Yeah, cheerleading. My daughter did that as well. Yeah. Both of those concussions, knees, wrists.
My wife used to be a cheerleader. Yeah, and that can be brutal on you for sure.
5-on-5 breakout for both teams. Matty has ABJ gets to that 50 snake first.
Yeah, back into the Notorious, infamous battle with Notorious up by 1. Notorious dropping Kovar though. With 11:45 as Infamous going to get here, and it's actually a battle in the snake again. We keep seeing this today. Battle going down at the 50. Who's it going to be? Oh,
Looks like ABJ.
No, I think it's going to be a. I think it's going to be a trade.
Yep.
So a trade in the snake. Both bodies walking off. Yeah, that was Zach Patient for Infamous and Arch Barnes Jr. Thomas Taylor though staying close to Patient, and he now controls the snake.
Yep. I think he should have gone forward off of that, not just stay there. He's totally pushing and controlling everyone on this side of the field, Matt. If he keeps his gun outside, keeps control of the spot can and the center tower, he can just use that to push himself forward. Although he does just get an elimination across the field in 3-1, Matt.
Yeah, it's a nice shot right there.
Gets another one on the spot bunker.
Yeah, Thomas Taylor feasting right now here for Los Angeles
That's 3
Infamous.
for Thomas. See if he can get a 4th.
Ooh, Thomas Taylor trying
Thomas
to get a little 4-pack. Little 4-pack here for Thomas Taylor.
Oh, don't wake up Thomas Taylor, guys.
And he's going to slam on that buzzer and tie this ball game up here with 10 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. This is what we were hoping to see here. I mean, on paper, you got to give it to Infamous because
after that game yesterday?
Yeah, well, an Infamous beating Dynasty yesterday.
Come on.
And it was a close battle. Let's check out a replay here. Zach Patient jumps the top here, almost gets a shot on Archie Barnes, and then dices up his head right there. But it cost him his body because he got clipped as he's coming back down. Almost looks like it might have come off the bunker a little bit, though, Rich.
Yeah, it looks like it.
But still, the referee getting there and checking him out. And he might have, I mean, you know, we're not reffing. From here, it looked like it came off the bunker. But Patient ended up getting pulled out. And then Thomas Taylor took over, got himself what looked like a 4-pack.
It doesn't really matter now because they won the point. Impact. 3 snake side, 1 back center, 1 Dorito corner.
Billy Bernaccia running up the gut this time.
Billy gets a kill on the snake side.
Yeah, so Impact dropping a body early. Gonna try
Billy
to get
gets another.
Out. Yeah, so Billy with a. I like this play call. He sent Billy Bernaccia up to the brick, and he's able to shut that side down. And we haven't really seen a ton of those plays called, but almost every time, Rich, that somebody sends a body up the middle, it's end up working it out. Just because the pressure and the guns are going out wide right now.
5-on-3 advantage here for Xfactor, Matt, as Colt Roberts gets into the snake 1.
Good outside contain here from Xfactor as they're going to get Colt Roberts into the snake to help Billy out.
Meter fills out from the center tower into the snake insert. Can you see who's in the spot bunker for Impact?
I can't see who it is.
I think that maybe Trevor?
Yeah, it might be Trevor.
Xfactor now up to the 50 snake with Colt Roberts and Billy Bernaccia up in the 50 brick next to the snake.
It might be Brandon Cornell.
Okay. Yeah, he has been coming this way, right?
Yeah, I think it's Brandon. Well, this is Xfactor's point to lose right now as they are up bodies and they have the positions with some longer points out here, just about halfway, a little over halfway done.
Well, if you're Xfactor, you want to grind this point out, make it take as long as possible, right?
Well, Xfactor beat the Saints. They did drop a game yesterday. Sitting at 2-1, if they can beat Impact, then it's going to put them in a really good spot. They're going to make a Sunday.
If Billy would have stayed snakeside, Matt, he would have just had his 3rd kill, and they would have been a 4-on-2 instead of 4-on-3.
Colt Roberts
would have been able to blow up the side of the field.
Rich, Colt Roberts is on to their side right now. He's catching a ton of pressure cross field from Zupa. Cornell gets into the snake, so Cornell fought out of the spot bunker to get into snake 1, and he gets the inside kill on Billy Bernaccia.
Because Billy dropped his gap.
And he knows the Colt's in front of him. Ooh, got to be careful not to get a penalty. They do end up trading out, though. Clean trade.
3-on-2 advantage now for Xfactor, Matt.
Yeah, but with he's over here still keeping outside contained. Got to worry about Matt Jackson. Ooh, Matt Jackson dodges a stream as he gets into the wedge. And then he's going to go inside. Cody Michalski's going to move up the field as well, too, as the wind's whipping these bunkers around. Makes it really hard to keep that line of communication up out there.
Yeah, I think LJ's into Dorito 4 as well, Matt, for Xfactor. Cody peeling up through the middle. 2-on-3 advantage here for Xfactor. LJ now into the 45-yard bunker as Cody Michalski comes onto the side of the field. Impact side of the field gets another kill. 3-on-1 now. Cody's going to drop the hammer.
Yeah, so Cody's going to finish it from the middle. Great job by Parrish to take that ground on the D side, too, and keep Matt's gun focused on him to allow Cody to make those moves.
100%.
So Xfactor, again, if they win this one, they're going to move on. Edmonton Impact did drop their game against Aftermath, but they were undefeated yesterday. So as they both beat both Energy Elite and they beat the Ironman, and that was a +4 against the Ironman. So they're also sitting at 2-1. So if Impact does drop this game, then they're going to have to be counting the points. But we got a lot of game to go. We're in the pits right now with Xfactor. Let's listen in.
All you say is when you got it, take it. Can you put that on? Got it. We're good. Yeah, if he's got it, it's really. We good? Hey, we got exactly what we wanted. Let's go. Yeah, it's screaming at you guys. Hey, someone yelled danger, so I switched.
Jumping into point number 3 here, 10:39 to go. Tie ball game, Infamous and Notorious. Infamous doubling up that back center to start. They can't stop Notorious from getting into the snake. They get into the snake as well, too, with Patient, so it's going to be Patient and Archie Barnes Jr., but Archie beat him to it and wrapped around. Did he get a shot in on
and that's what
Patient?
we asked him to do yesterday, right? I haven't seen anyone beat ABJ to the 50 snake, and I haven't seen him shot on the break yet.
And they take some ground in the middle as well, too. They get to the wedge. Michael Kovar just filtered in behind Archie Barnes Jr., but with that kill on Patient, they now rule the snake. Kovar filters in, feeling no pressure. He's going to get into the snake with ABJ.
He closed out really well from that last point. Another player to the 50 for Notorious. So there's 3 players for Notorious on the 50 snake now, 2 in the same brick. They've got 1 in the Dorito can and 2 in the snake.
And here comes the big move up the center of the field.
And Hubert.
No, it wasn't Hubert.
No.
Yeah, they shoot. Callie Rudolph screaming and yelling at something. Maybe think that penalty should be assessed. No penalty assessed, though. So Callie's forced to take the walk. ABJ's going to hit the deck and crawl up onto Infamous's side. Kovar's been searching for angles behind him. And Notorious is looking really good here.
Yeah.
Trying to put up a lead against Infamous.
ABJ definitely has an opportunity to feast here.
Ooh, Kovar getting
got
caught,
shot behind
though.
him.
Yeah, he was playing a little loose back there. And ended up catching
ABJ
one.
blew it.
Archie Barnes Jr. all the way, can't go anymore in the snake.
And they know he's there now.
Yeah, but they're not actually shooting at the part of the snake that he's in. Now they are, wrapping around, trying to get a creative angle. Yeah. Oh, and he gets a nice shot by Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall comes around. Oh, but then Ryan Hall gets caught.
Might be a one-on-one with, I think, Hubert for Notorious and the small Dorito. Referee running in to check.
Still 2 bodies left alive for Notorious.
Okay, that's right, center Cube.
Yeah, Cube.
This drops another.
Yeah, Cube is hot, and I think that might be it.
Yep.
So, man, Notorious is looking pretty tough right now. They're going to take a lead here against Infamous. And Infamous, again, Infamous beat Dynasty. Dynasty's the best team in the world right now. 7 event wins out of the past 13 events, and Infamous took them down. Now, Dynasty's going to play 3 sets because we had to shut things down for safety reasons before that tornado scare came through. And it is a cloud-free day, but there's been nothing but a real big burst of wind pretty much since the very first gun started firing against each other this morning.
Yeah, and it's calmed down a little bit time to time, but it's been pretty consistent and pretty whipping.
That's probably the windiest day of paintball we've had in recent memory.
Yeah, and at least it's warmed up a little bit. It was a little cool this morning.
Yeah. So going to check out this replay because we were getting a look in the pits here in with Notorious. So here's the breakout, and you see Infamous sliding in, trying to get into that insert bunker, and then, oh no, there's a little injury here for Patient. It's some of the first attackers for Infamous have been dealing with different sets of injuries past couple seasons, and I just hope it's just a cramp.
Impact dropping 1 on the break, Matt. 5-on-4 advantage here for Xfactor as Colt Roberts and Billy Branchia take up real estate here on the snake side.
Yeah, so Xfactor up by 1 on Edmonton Impact. Just 5:20 left to go here, Rich.
Yeah, Xfactor getting a check here in the spot can. Colt Roberts getting checked. Looks like he's okay. Justin Cornell fills into the snake. Oh, Billy Branchia over the top gets a kill there on Brandon Cornell playing that spot can for Impact.
And Justin Cornell, though, taking his spot. Another body coming off.
That's Xfactor.
It's Parrish, yeah.
4-on-3, Matt?
Yeah, 4 bodies definitely left alive here, but no one on the D side at all for Xfactor.
No.
All their bodies are from the center. TJ Danner's the farthest body out wide on the D side. He's in the back center bunker. Colt Roberts filters into the wedge, try to put some pressure on JC, who's on your screen right now.
Yeah, Impact has that center rocket, Matt. Not a lot of people play that bunker other than a transitional bunker, because if they find out that you're in there, they can really put a lot of pressure on you. Mm-hmm. But because there's no one on that side of the field for Xfactor, he's able to go there and kind of hang out on that Dorito side.
4 minutes and 30 seconds now to work with for Edmonton Impact, who have some good positions, but down to 2 bodies.
Yeah, Justin Cornell does not know what's going on in the snake in front of him. He was protecting himself, kind of just sitting there waiting. Now he hasn't had any pressure, so he's popping the top, trying to figure out where Billy's at in front of him. Because there's nobody watching over JC over here. He's on an island.
Yeah, they're doing hand signals out here right now.
Probably because of the wind, right?
Yeah, I was, so I had Marcelo come up for a set, and and I was asking him how hard it was out there when you're in a situation like this, as far as the wind is concerned. He's like, says the toughest thing about it is the lack of communication, because the wind starts whistling through your goggles. It's really tough to listen to each other, and communication is so fundamental out here. And he said how underrated hand signals are, though. So you can give each other hand signals, and that's going to be a part of the communication today.
Yeah, critical. And then, teams with that, like Dynasty, they've been playing for 70 or 80 years. They have that experience. Some of the newer teams don't even think about that.
Or body language. Reading
body language
your teammates' body language.
Yeah.
And the more experience you have with each other, like an Xfactor or an Impact or a Dynasty, yeah, it's going to be a little bit easier. I mean, yeah, Billy can talk to Colt, who's right next to him, but it's going to be harder to have that cross-field communication. So Zupa and JC, they're going to have a hard time talking to each other, where if the wind had died down, you can have that cross-field communication.
Yeah, instead of having all 4 guys communicating, you have 2 small groups of 2 communicating.
JC's
no pressure on Justin whatsoever,
yeah,
right?
he's been popping the top quite a bit, but it's Xfactor's lead to protect, right? So, JC's trying to get creative right now. He's going to move up, but Colt Roberts is watching that zone. He's got to be real careful, because Colt Roberts is just completely focused and posted on this snake zone.
Yeah, Billy Bernacchi is trying to figure out if anyone's watching over Justin or not. If he can determine that no one's watching over him, he'll drop the hammer.
Down to 2:40 left on the clock. Infamous trying to probe and figure out a way to break through this cross.
They get to the Matt Jackson looks like gets to that 50 brick on the D side, Matt. Again, no one on that side of the field for Xfactor. Confident that Cody Mikowski can stop anyone from going up that side of the field from that center tower. Oh, that's not Cody. That's Meter. Sorry. Meter going forward now. Billy trying to get creative in the snake.
Meter doubling up right now with Colt at that wedge, looking like he wants to go to the stand-up wedge in the middle. He's thinking about it. I'm wondering if he knows where Matt is, though. Do you think he knows that Matt's at that brick. Clock running off, though. JC at the 50. And
Ninios gets caught by Matt Jackson.
Oh, that's a huge kill. Going to, I believe, even it up on the body count. Here goes Billy Bernacchi. He's going to go off to the races, and he's going to trade out with JC. No penalty assessed.
2-on-2, Matty.
2-on-2 situation, and no one, slightly better maybe for Xfactor. Obviously, they have the lead, so they have the advantage. Colt definitely knows where Matt is. He's going to pop up, and Colt's going to get the shot in on Matt Jackson. I don't think Matt put a ball on Colt, and I was going to come up, try to get the shot in on Zupa as well, too. And if he does, he'll probably seal the deal here in this one for Xfactor. Zupa with a tactical retreat as TJ Danner going to close the gap to get a better angle. Colt Roberts, now he's also getting checked out by the ref. Looks like he's clean. They trade, and that leaves TJ Danner left alive. I don't even think Colt got shot. Beautiful job by the captain of the team and the Texas legend Colt Roberts, clocking in yet again for San Antonio Xfactor. Beautiful job by TJ Danner to stay alive in that chaos. Great run through by Billy Bernacchi. They're going to go up by 2.
Yeah, good look out there, man. Very good look. Impact struggling a little bit.
And with barely any time left, and this is Impact's last match here, so now Impact going to be I'm trying to think the last time they went 2-2 in the prelims. Now 2-2 with a positive point spread, still going to get you on to Sunday. Let's get a look at some replays here. So that's the big move from Billy Bernacchi. Trades out with JC, and this is the closing seconds of that point. Matt Jackson there, looking like he traded with Colt for a second, but Colt was checked out by the ref. Here's the ref running in to check out Colt. And then that's Mike Zupa over there, left-hand side of your screen is the last body left alive. So Colt Roberts lifting some heavy weights out there for San Antonio Xfactor this weekend. Jumping back into this next one here, slight lead for the rookie pro squad, Austin Notorious. But a lot more time left in this one. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in this match.
ABJ getting caught by a player for Infamous running up to the center rocket. 4-on-5 advantage now for Infamous. They've got one in the snake, one in the 50 brick.
I like these middle moves we're starting to see here.
Yeah, starting to develop a little bit, right? Notorious with 2 in the center, 2 in the Dorito, nobody snake side.
Jonah Jamrose taking over for Zach Patient. Hope Patient's okay. I mean, Patient's been one of those dudes, though, Rich, that he will occasionally, roll his ankle or, he's a little bit of a glass cannon.
Yeah, a lot of tight tendons, a lot of tight, fast twitch muscle, gets a little more injuries. Oh, Callie Rudolph getting clipped off the back line there in snake, so 4-on-4.
Yeah, we got Matt Randall up here, the president of Spot Insurance. I doubt that's going to be a claim that you guys are going to be hearing about. Probably
I wouldn't worry
rolled
about
his
that.
ankle.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Hey, we've heard everything out there. So
I bet.
We'll take care of it if he needs it taken care of.
Ooh, it looks like Marky Franz Jr. gets his loader peeled off. It's kind of a tough death for him trying to protect this lead. And then another body gets peeled off here, so Notorious get eaten up from this snake. Jonah Jamro's doing some work over here. Infamous filtering a body out towards that D side with Tim Brusselback. And they also have Ryan Hall. He's live tower in the middle. And then they have that 50 brick as well, too. Looking real good for Infamous. Try to tie this one up. Just need to go methodically down the field here with this last bit of aggression they're going to need. Take out these last bodies for Notorious. Notorious, with the lead, you're not going to see him concede.
Even if they want to, they can't.
I mean, technically they could, but it would not be the move.
Ryan Hall getting checked. Look like he's okay. Three on no one now, and Infamous is going to win this point.
Yeah, Joe Barrett.
4 on 1.
Joe Barrett and Jamrose cruise up the field. Barrett waves to his teammate Russell back, and that's a pretty solid point here for Los Angeles Infamous to tie. So Matt, as far as like, okay, so obviously if you come here, pay a registration fee, and you're covered here, but let's say somebody is interested in maybe they do other extreme stuff. Like, how do people get more information about spot insurance for the other stuff you guys cover?
Yeah, for sure. So we sell through our partners. So, you know, we're working with Tom and team to actually look at potential ways to where people are covered anytime they're playing paintball.
Oh, cool.
Doing things like that. And so we work with a bunch of ski resorts around the United States in that world, from cycling to all sorts of things. And the whole idea is, like, anytime you're doing anything active, we want to be present in your life. So you can always reach out even to myself at just matt@getspot.com and tell you all the partners that we have, or go to our website. But to us is like, even if you have something that we should be doing, everything from horseback riding to anything, we want to be present and let people know, live their biggest life with no fear, and know that we always have their back no matter what.
I just love that because, as you know, we're paintball guys, and this is we got a sport full of a bunch of people that love to do stuff that, you know, maybe they want to ride motorcycles,
Totally.
and jump horses, and go, you know, on crazy backpack trips. So it's good to know that that stuff exists. Because as the older you get, the more insurance becomes kind of an important part of your life.
For sure.
So right now here, with just under a minute to go, see if Impact can put together something quick. And they also don't want to get the spread get carried away. Ideally, if they are going to take a loss, you want it to be just 2 points. They're going to be losing Axel Godin here early, and 4 bodies left alive, but kind of tucked in the pocket. Don't look for Xfactor to go too far, as they're just going to try to protect this lead with just 35 seconds left to go 3-1, and punch their ticket to yet another Sunday. At the start of last year, Xfactor had a rough go of it, missing 2 Sundays in a row. But since then, and having to change the roster quite a bit, they've been looking really good. So, and anytime you get a win over Impact, you're having a good day. Yeah, closing seconds. That looks like Impact is just going to take this 2-point loss to try to make sure that the spread doesn't get carried away. They must have done the numbers knowing, like, okay, well, if we take the 2-point loss, going 2-2, we should still be fine. Because they did enough work yesterday. Had a 1-point win against Energy Elite, and then a 2-point win against Impact, or against Saints. And then they lost by 1. Yeah, so they should be okay, hopefully, for them. We will see. I mean, I can't even remember the last time that Edmonton Impact missed a Sunday.
We used 78.
We used to
Summer 78.
It was back in '69. I remember when Woodstock was happening. They missed that Sunday. Yeah, no, it would be an absolute shocker with how consistent that Impact has been recently. Yeah. You know, they won 2 events last year, and it would be a huge boost to all the other top teams. 3rd overall right now for Edmonton Impact. We will see. They're going to have to sit there, count the numbers, see if they can make it on into the top 10. Xfactor, though, looking pretty dialed. That was a close game.
Yeah. Like you said, anytime you can beat Impact, you're doing pretty good.
So now the question is it going to be Infamous or Notorious? Right now, all tied up at 2 with 6 minutes to go. On the breakout, body.
5-on-4 advantage for Infamous, Matt.
Yeah, body dropping here, and it looks like a player for Notorious going to do a little gun surgery at that tower. He's got his barrel off, had to clean it, maybe took a core sample. Jonah Jamrose getting right back into the snake, so taking over for Patient. Jonah's had some good looks and some reps out here this weekend.
Yeah, no one on Notorious, though, is looking at the snake side of the field, Matt. That's a problem, right? The can now is switched outside, but earlier he was switching inside like that. And if you don't have the can or the tower or the wedge or the back center looking snake side, Jaden could just come down and shoot everybody.
Yeah, Jonah now at the
sorry.
Jonah now at the 50-yard line, and Notorious going to be losing that body from that spot tower. That's a pretty tough position to play.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
Notorious have made a move out into D3, but they don't have any pressure here on this. No bodies on the snake side. They're trying to put pressure from the tower, but as we've seen time and time again this weekend, yeah, there he goes. He goes up to the wedge. It's better at the wedge than the tower.
Yeah, but he's still in a 2-on-1 over here, Maddie.
Going to be moving on over another body towards that D side. Give a little help that way as we break the 5-minute mark. Jonah Jamrose looks like he might be doing a little surgery on his gun as well, too.
Yeah, with all this mud, we're just going to have more and more of those guys core sampling their guns.
Yeah, it's slippery out here. Yeah, Jonah looks like he's good to go. He's going to load up a clip, and they get that kill on the wedge. So Jonah has this side to himself right now.
Joe Barrett gets a hard bounce. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Jonah's going right down 2-on-4 now, Maddie. Jonah's going to get a kill on the corner.
Here comes the big move. Is Tim Brusselback's going to come through? He gets one? Does he get two? Oh, he's going to get a major penalty. Major penalty
On
assessed
Brusselback.
on Brusselback, and they're looking for bodies to pull.
They've got plenty. They got 3 and they're pulling 2, so there'll be one guy left to pull the flag. Probably Callie Rudolph.
Well, they pulled Jonah for sure. Did they pull Callie? No, Callie's alive. So
Yeah, Callie's alive.
Yeah, Callie will be alive. They have enough time to run and hit the buzzer.
Oh, they had one more streaker over there, too. So they had 5 bobbins.
Yeah, they were fine. I mean, you never want to get major penalties, but when you have 5 bodies alive,
That's the time to get it.
it's absolutely the time to get a major. Yeah, and in case you're out there wondering, watching paintball for the first time, there's minor and major penalties. If you get shot and do not shoot anybody, it will be a minor, and that's a yellow flag thrown by the referees, pulls out one of your teammates. A major is you got shot, you continue to play, and you shoot somebody else, and that's going to be a major. Red flag thrown in the air, 2 bodies are pulled. So 5 bodies alive for Infamous. Brusselback gets shot, 2 extra bodies come off. They had a ton of bodies to work with, so still going to get that point and take this lead. And now we're going to be in true X-Ball with the conclusion of the Impact X-Factor match. And Infamous with a slight lead here, and we're starting to get down to it on time. But again, Notorious is in one of those situations where rookie pro team hanging with the top team. They're so early in their pro careers. At the first event, went 1-3, but their losses were it was 2 losses by 1 and 1 by 2.
Yeah.
For your first appearance, impressive.
And it's so nice to be able to take the coverage of your matches against the best teams in the world and go back and like, listen, they did this better than us. They did this better than us. That's what we have to work on towards the next event.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us out there. We're here, event number 2, 2023, NXL Lone Star Major. Lots more paintball coming at you. Next up is going to be Tampa Bay Damage taking the field for the first time. They're going to be taking on Baltimore Revo, and then the Hurricanes and Legion. But we're going to have 12 sets total today. As
I thought we were getting more. Is that it?
Well, we had 10 normally.
That
add the
is a
2 in
disappointment.
from
I am
yesterday.
very disappointed.
It will be dawn to dusk, essentially. And so, yeah, it's as we figure out what teams are going to be moving on to the more important day on Sunday. 10 of the 20 teams will move on, 2 from each, the top 2 teams from each bracket, and then 2 wild card teams as well. You ideally don't want to catch a wild card if you're moving into Sunday. You want to get right into that quarterfinals, because if you're in the wild card round, you have to win 4 games in one day to win the tournament.
That's tough.
So Infamous going to be on the red side, Notorious on the blue side. Jumping into this next point. See if Notorious can clock in and tie this one up with just a little bit under 4 minutes to go. On the breakout, Notorious going to be losing ABJ off the break.
That's a great shot for Infamous. ABJ's been most of the offense for Notorious.
Every team has that 1 or 2 dudes that you need to shoot on a regular basis to prevail.
Thank you, Matt.
ABJ is that guy right now for Notorious.
Yep.
And Michael Kovar.
Yeah, for sure. The 1 and the 2, right?
Yeah.
That side.
Kovar still alive, though, and in a pretty good spot. Able to make it into the insert bunker here. Snake side alive. 5 alive right now for Infamous. 5-on-4 situation, and they're mirrored up with Jonah Jamrose.
Notorious has got to go down the field. They got to apply the pressure on Infamous.
Marky Franz, he's going to go right up into the stand-up wedge, middle of the field. And Infamous content to just chill in their spots right now and shoot some lanes. Try to protect this slight lead. There's Marky Franz on your screen. He's at that 50 brick. He's looking towards the Dorito side of the field. And there goes Kovar. Kovar's going to get into the snake, so Notorious doing what they need to do to get down the field to present some sort of offensive threats. Infamous.
Is that Jonah again? Yeah, Jonah into snake 3 now, looking inside.
Tense moments right now, though, because if Infamous can find a way to put one more point up on the board, that might do it. Referee going to go in and check out Jonah. Looks like Jonah's still clean, though. He's catching a ton of pressure.
Yeah, he is.
Ooh, and then he out, man. So Jonah
Kovar
gets checked out, comes out left-handed and stitches up Kovar. So Kovar forced to take the walk. And that means there's no one on this snake side that Jonah needs to worry about. Except for inside right now as he's locked in a gunfight with Marky Franz Jr. with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. Notorious launching on the D side as well, getting into D3. They have 2 players on that side of the field. But that is it. Just 3 bodies out there currently for Notorious. No one has come off for Infamous. It's a 5-on-3 situation. But Marky Franz is still pushing forward.
Nice move, Marky.
Yeah, Marky moves up. He gets the shot in on Jonah. And also they're going to shoot out Hall for Infamous. But then Barrett's going to get into the snake here. And here comes a big move down the D side for Notorious. And he gets eaten up. Cali Rudolph as the stopgap measure on that side of the field. Looks like Russellback got shot on that run through.
Yeah, I think it's 2-on-1 Infamous advantage here, Matty.
Notorious might want to think about conceding this point, especially now. Maybe concerned about margin, though. Notorious has to play Dynasty in their last game. They're in the bracket of death. This bracket B,
A and B
are nasty, yeah. So
it was the murder and death bracket.
Yeah, bracket A is Dynasty, Heat, Infamous, Notorious, and Uprising. And then bracket B is Damage, Hurricanes, Diesel, Revo, and Legion. Because Legion and Revo are down in slots 4 and 5 in that bracket, makes it pretty nasty.
I guess a lot of people were talking online about how hard the 4th bracket was. Like there was a lot of like, that's probably the hardest bracket ever.
Rich, no one was,
of people.
No one was saying that.
A lot of people. I don't know anyone specifically, but a lot of people.
I didn't hear anything that might have been the softest bracket. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, bracket 4. Tell you what, though, your boys look really good. New York Extreme,
yeah,
undefeated,
they've been working really hard.
Looking pretty outstanding. So I think we're going to see one more point here, which will be, we'll very much be looking at that spread. Right now, it'd be nice. I mean, Infamous is looking pretty good, man. They're fighting a tough young team in Notorious. They beat Dynasty yesterday.
That looked really good yesterday.
Infamous is going to play Heat next, though.
It's a big bite. That'll be their test, right?
Yeah, and then they'll close out with Uprising. So
and Uprising is always a spoiler. That's a tough bracket. That is almost as tough as the 4th bracket for sure.
The 4th bracket is not that tough, Rich. I'm sorry.
What's that stuff they give you on your birthday? They put the candles in it.
I think it's called cake.
That's what it is. I want one of those. Man, I'm hungry.
And again, we're up here with Matt Randall, the president of Spot Insurance, and it's such a cool thing. We've never had something like this. You know, there's a lot of younger guys that play paintball that may not be on their parents' insurance anymore, and so it's just a really cool thing to be able to come. You pay your registration fee, covered up to 25 grand. Is there any deductible in that situation, or?
Yeah, that's something that I was adamant about when we started the company. No deductible.
Nice job.
You know, in the U.S., it's super boring, but the average deductible in the U.S. is like $8,000 to $10,000, and it's actually the #1 reason people file bankruptcy in America. So the idea for us was like no deductible, get out, live life to the fullest. So
I love it.
We see that all the time. Is that people try to not ever pay claims. That's one of my biggest frustrations. So we handle all of it in house. We do all those different things and try to get people paid as quickly as possible so you guys can get out and continue to enjoy the sport you guys have created.
A cool insurance company is a new concept. Thank you.
It really is.
It is something that I definitely don't come from the insurance world.
Do you guys do Spartan races, that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
my
so
wife
actually,
is falling down all the time.
Oh yeah, so Joe, the CEO of Spartan, is actually a good friend, and we're going to be hopefully launching with him here soon.
We'll sign up for that too, man. Thank you.
Awesome.
So right now, it's a 2-point spread with just 46 seconds left to go.
5-on-5 betting. As loud as it is up here, I have no idea how they're hearing on the field.
They're probably not hearing on the field.
What?
Yeah, so 36 seconds. Need to tick off the clock, see if Infamous can take this victory here over Notorious. But I was going to say 5-on-5 for a second, but it looks like Notorious is going to have to go at some point in time here, and they lose that body on the D side. Yeah, so right now, here comes Infamous with 5 bodies, just locking up lanes.
Yeah, good look here for Notorious, Matty.
Yeah,
Gonna lose this close game, but really look good here.
We keep seeing that out of them, right? I mean, I don't think Notorious hasn't been blown out yet this year.
No, if they lose by 1 or 2 points. ABJ now making the snake. Infamous losing their first player, Joe Barrett, as he attacks up the center.
And that is going to do it. Time expires. Infamous going to take the victory here. So next up, it's going to be Tampa Bay Damage taking on Baltimore Revo, the Hurricanes, and Legion. So we're going to see
Couple good games.
Yeah, Hurricanes and Legion take the field for the first time today. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Matt Randall, President of Spot Insurance, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for doing for the sport of paintball. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me out, and it's been a blast to watch what you guys have put together.
Yeah, man, we're going to have a fun day of paintball to close out the prelims here. 2023 NXL Lone Star Major. I'm Matty Marshall here on Go Sports. We'll be right back.